Hey everybody, this is the Tora Jordan Show. Welcome. If you're new here, hey, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, hey, welcome back. Glad to see you. So today, I'm pretty heartbroken. I've had several people reach out to me on social media at different times, and this morning when I got up, I had a private message on Instagram from a lady who she actually lives in Germany, and her name is Mika. She messaged me. She said, I've watched you a few times and I felt like I could talk to you. And I was like, okay, what's up? She goes, I don't know what time zone you're in. She goes, all I know is that you're in the United States. And I was like, well, that's fine. I'm up. What's up? And she goes, I need you to tell my story because I feel like I'm not the only person that is dealing with this. And I was like, okay. She told me, she goes, back before I started keto, I loved to go out with the girls, and we would go clubbing and things like that. And she said, I found out this morning that my friends decided that I couldn't go out with them anymore. Or at least last night I couldn't go out with them. And I was like, what do you mean? And she said, because I'm doing keto, I don't drink. And I was like, okay. And she goes, and because I don't drink, they decided that amongst themselves that I would just be the person who brought down the party. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, you don't have to drink to be in a social situation. And she said, I know that, but my friends decided that I didn't need to be there because they would all be drinking and I wouldn't, and we wouldn't have fun. And I messaged her back and I said, I am so sorry that this happened to you. I said, I've never been socially isolated because I'm on keto, you know, from going to like a party or something. I've never been socially isolated. You know, I just make the decision of what to eat and what not to eat, what to drink, what not to drink, and stuff like that. I said, however, I have been socially isolated in situations where it was a mom group of my friends who went out and they didn't invite me because I'm not a mom. And I said, I can kind of relate in that aspect, but as far as a dietary restriction, I can't. And she goes, I know you don't, you know, you had a video about you and your cousins going out and having such a good time and, you know, everything like that. And she goes, and I just felt like I needed to talk to you. And we had a long conversation back and forth. Wonderful thing about the internet, we can actually talk to people on the other side of the world. And she said, I have been crying so hard for a long time, you know, for several hours over this. And I said, oh honey, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And she goes, how do I communicate to them that I still want to go out even though I'm on keto and low carb? And I said, well, you know, you can either just be upfront and blunt. And I said, that's the type of person I am. You know, you can just be like, hey, I could have went out with y'all. I could have been the designated driver. I could have been the monitor to make sure that we were all safe because I'm not drinking. But I still like to go out and dance and have a good time and enjoy being together and things like that. She goes, okay. I said, or, you know, you can just break off and kind of distance yourself a little bit from them if you so choose. And I said that may cause a lot more drama, backing off. And she goes, I don't want to lose my friends, but how do you tactfully tell them? How do you say this without upsetting everybody? And I told her, I said, if they're your true friends, they will acknowledge that, hey, we hurt Mika's feelings. I had to have a conversation with some of my friends because they were having a mom's night, and I didn't get to go because I wasn't a mom. I wasn't invited, found out about it later, and that hurt my feelings. And I just decided, you know what? Is it worth it? Is it worth cutting them off and having a whole bunch of drama? Or is it worth, having that conversation? That's only a decision that you can make for yourself. And if you are in a situation where somebody is socially isolating you because of a dietary restriction or whatever, have a conversation with them. Okay? Have a conversation with them. That is my best advice, because the lack of communication breaks down 99.9% of all relationships. So my heart is broken for this lady, and I talked to her, and we talked about several things, and I even suggested, if she has some sort of social media over there like Facebook, that maybe she can put a post out there that, hey, is there anybody else who is, or see if there's any kind of social groups that are like diabetic friendly, keto friendly, low carb, something like that kind of fits in her parameters, and see if, you guys want to go out, meet at a restaurant and have a social day, and kind of build your own little community right there. And she said, that's a great idea. She knows of another lady in her workplace that is also doing keto and low carb. And I said, well, maybe you guys can become friends if you guys, get along, and you guys can go out and have fun and be together and be each other's cheerleaders and encouragers and, be your battle buddy, things like that. And she sent me back the message as we were wrapping up our conversation. She said, thank you so much, Tora, for being an encourager and for being that keto big sister that I need. And I just replied back, honey, we all need a big sister every once in a while. So please, if you're in that kind of a situation, whether it's, a dietary restriction, or if it's a social thing, like for me with the kids, not having kids versus being a mom, have a conversation. Evaluate, your friendships. And if it's something that makes everybody else uncomfortable, that you're there, maybe you need to find some different group. But remember this, you are not alone when you feel socially isolated because of something. Okay? Just remember that. You're not alone. And I care for you guys. I do. I wasn't planning on filming today, but this hit me hard and broke my heart. And I'm just like, no, I need to say something. I need to say something. You're not alone, okay? Just first and foremost, you're not alone. And I do care for you guys. And remember to be kind to others, because they may not be understanding where you're coming from, okay? Be kind to others, but also be kind to yourself, okay? If it's a toxic situation, just stay away from it, okay? And you are beautiful or handsome just the way you are. Okay? You are beautiful. Alrighty, I'm going to jump off of here before I really cry and ruin my makeup and have to re-put on my face. But one last thing, guys. Love ya!